Rabotai, in Siman Kuf Nun Hey and also Siman Reish Lamed Chet, I was asked a question regarding husbands going out to learn versus them spending time with their wives. Right, Rabotai, over here I'm going to just show you two halachot. You guys have to go somehow around it, and you have to make it feasible for both, for you and your wife and your family. V'chulu. Rabotai, in Siman Kuf Nun Hey it says, Achar sheyatza mi Beit HaKnesset, after a person comes out of Beit HaKnesset, Yilech leBeis HaMedrash, he has to go to the Beis HaMedrash, to the study hall. V'yikba ed lelmod, he has to set a time to learn Torah. V'tzarich she'oto ed yeh kavua. After davening, a person needs to make sure that that time that he davens has to be set. Shelo yavirenu av im hu savur laharvich harbe. Even if you know that moment you're going to make 10,000, 20, you're going to profit. Not that there's going to be a loss, you're going to actually profit more money. You're not allowed to pass on that time. This is halach in Siman Kuf Nun Hey and halach Aleph. And now Reish Lamed Chet, a lot of people take learning at night very lightly. Not everybody comes at night because a lot of us are tired, unfortunately, or fortunately, whichever one you want to look at it. The Shulchan Aruch Paskins halacha tzarich lizaher. A person has to be careful. Bilimud halayla yuter mibishal yom. A person has to be careful learning at night much more than he's careful during the day. A person who does not learn Torah, his punishment is much more worse than had you not learned Torah in the morning. And now they explain, he goes, I'm not going to go through the whole thing. There's no Torah learned at night in the house. The fire can be consumed, the house can be consumed by fire. A person can die before his time. I don't want to get into it now, but I just want to show you today why is it that we have all these problems, that when you have husbands and wives, the wives want to spend more time with the husbands or vice versa, Rabotai. But whatever happened to making time for Hashem? Right, Rabotai, I put it to you like this. Rav Meir Shlita says, if a person does not learn minimum, Rabotai, I'm not talking about Musar and Chumash, if a person does not learn minimum 2 hours of halachot every single day, does not have something solid in the sense, Rabotai, in Olam Haba, be prepared, Rabotai, for something shocking. Because I don't know where your Olam Haba is going to be, because you have to have some kind of program, you have to have some kind of goal, some kind of system, Rabotai, that you're actually working on. You have to take a book and finish it from beginning to end. Rabotai, why is it so that we take Torah very lightly? It's not our fault, Rabotai. It's not our fault because of the way we actually look at Torah. Because Baruch Hashem, we have a lot of Yeshos, a lot of this, with that, but nobody wants to make it during the time when they work. Everything has to be done, specifically when? At night. But this is why the Yitzhar is smart. Do it at night. Why? So I can steal your Olam Haba. Do it in the morning, at night, when you have time to learn. I don't want you to learn. So this way, what? He steals you from your Olam Haba. You think you're doing 1 or 2 mitzvot? If you ever see people running for mitzvot, you should know it's a very big problem. For Torah, you run. To learn Torah. For mitzvot, you don't run. Your person has to be, why are you running for mitzvot? There's a whole thing behind it. I don't want to get into it now. But he says over here, Rabotai, the Biur Halakha, the Chavetz Chaim brings down in Siman Kuf Nun Hey, in Edlin Mod, in Dibur Matchil Edlin Mod, he says like this. Rabotai, if a person thinks that he has already enough learning, he already learned an hour in the morning, an hour at night, V'chulu Rabotai, if you think you learn Chumash, if you think you learn Halakha, Gemara, Rabotai, what awaits us in Yom HaDin? What awaits us over there? He says like this, U'ba'avonoteinu Rabim, in our great many sins, Kama anashim marpim yedehem min haTorah l'gamri. How many people you have that loosen their hands from learning Torah completely? They don't take learning Torah seriously. Ve'enim choshashim l'kbo afilu zman muad b'yom laTorah. They're not even concerned to set a little time for learning Torah during the day. Ve'asibahu, and the reason is like this. Mepnei she'enam yudiim godol ha'chiyuv sheyesh b'zeh. Because they do not know the importance of them having and setting a time to be able to learn Torah during the day. Ukvar amru chazal, already our rabbis tell us, V'ter HaKadosh Baruch Hu alavon avodah zara v'gilu arayot u'shefichu damim v'lo vitel alavon b'tot Torah. We have to take this into heart, Rabotai. A lot of times you think a person who does gilu arayot, correct, sleeps with a married woman, a person who low-lane murders, a person who does avodah zara, right, he bows down to idol worshipping. Would you ever want to sit in shul next to a person that does one of these things? Never in your life. If you know this guy, he goes sleeps around with women, you're going to sit next to him, or he kills, Hitler, you're going to sit next to him? Chazal tell us a person who did one of these 3 avanot, Hashem could overlook it. He can try to see, okay, he did teshuva, I can overlook it. But a person who does avon b'tot Torah of wasting time, that Hashem cannot forgive. That He can never overlook. So if you think it's more disgusting to sit with a guy who does all these averas, whereas the guy who wastes time, it's much more worse to sit with the guy that wastes time from learning Torah. Now, what's going to happen to us on the Yom Adin? People want to know what's going to happen with the correct. Ve'isa b'medrash Mishlei Parsha Yud. Amar Rabbi Shmuel bo re kama kasha Yom Adin. Come and see how hard the day of judgment is going to be. Shatid HaKadosh Baruch Hu ladon et kol Olam kulo Rabotai. In the future, Hashem is going to judge the whole world. Bo mi sheyesh biyadu mikre ve'en biyadu mishnah. A person comes and says, Hashem, all I did is I learned Chumash. But he does not have Mishnah, he did not learn Mishnayot. HaKadosh Baruch Hu hofech et panav memenu. Hashem turns his face away from him. U'mitzarei Gehenom ad gibarim bo. The powers of Gehenom, they're going to over-strengthen him. Vehem notlin oto mashlichin oto leGehenom. They're going to take him and they're going to throw him straight to Gehenom. But he learned Torah, he learned Chumash. Yeah, but you did not learn Mishnah. Instead, you learn whatever you want. There's a criteria, there's this order. He continues. Somebody who has 2 or 3 Siddarim that he learns. HaKadosh Baruch Hu Omer, Hashem is going to tell him, Beni, my son, Kol halachot lama lo shanit otam. All the halachot, why? You know your day, or Chaim, Chosher Mishpat, Even HaEzer, you know all these halachot? We have time for everything, Rabotai. But for this we don't. We like stories. Right? That's what Chazal say. When a person comes to learn halachot and Gemara, you know what it's compared to? Rain. When a person listens to Chumash, Midrashim Chulu, it's compared to sun. Why? Not everybody likes when it rains. Everybody loves when it's sun. You understand? That's why Hashem says, I love those people that sit and learn Torah. Meaning halakha, they break their head over Gemara. Why? Because they're doing something which is uncomfortable. Rabotai, a person learns 2 or 3 Siddarim. Hashem says, tell me you learned all the halachot, you learned all the Shulchan Aruch? No, you didn't learn it. Bami sheyesh biyad halachot. Come, bring me a person that learned all the halachot. Omer lo Rabotai, Hashem says, Bini, my son, Torah Kohanim lama lo shanit. You learn all the halachot for the Kohanim? When the Beit HaMikdash is going to come, you learn all the halachot for the Kohanim? No. Sheyesh b'v'chulu. Ba mi sheyesh b'yado Torah Kohanim. If a person says, I learned all the halachot for the Kohanim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu Omer lo, Hashem is going to tell him, Bini, my son, Chamisha Chumshei Torah lama lo shanita. What about Chamisha Chumshei Torah, the 5 books of Moses? Did you learn? No, that you didn't learn. Sheyesh b'hem Kriya Shema, Tefillah Mezuzah that you have over there, the reciting of the Shema, putting on the tefillin and the mezuzah. Somebody who comes and he has all the 5 books of the Torah, Hashem is going to tell him, why didn't you learn Haggadah? Somebody's going to come with Haggadah in his hands. I learned Haggadah. Hashem is going to tell him, Beni, Talmud lama lo lamada. Why don't you learn Gemara? You learned Talmud Bavli, you learned Talmud Yushalmi, you learned everything already. No, that you didn't learn. But everything else you have time for. To sit in the yeshivah 5-6 hours, you have time. To sit in the chuppah 3-4 hours straight, you have time. To eat in the shmok 2-3 hours straight, you have time. For everything, you have time. When it comes to the Torah, you have no time. Right? So what does he say? He says, Ayin Sham. Rabotai, the Hafiz Chaim concludes and he says, V'ha'ish asher eino mezarez et asmo l'gbo lo itim la Torah b'chol yom. If you have a person that's he's not quick, he's not careful in establishing 2 times when he's going to learn Torah, let's say morning and night, bivadai yishe'er kamikol, chas v'chalila. Rabotai, chas v'sham is going to be empty of everything. Rabotai, we said this before. Uma yanel yomadim, what is he going to say in the day of judgment? V'hacham enav berasho. Rabotai, we need to understand one thing over here. A chacham, a smart person, right? He has to look into the future, try to make everything that's right. Now you have to understand like this. Just like you understand whenever you're doing a building project, or you're working, and you understand, or your wife understands, that it is important for you to bring the parnasa home. This she understands, correct? You have to bring money, you have to pay the bills, you have to pay the electricity. I ask you a simple question. You need to explain to them nicely the same concept, Rabotai. That the importance of learning in the morning, the importance of learning at night, because you're going to have to pay the bills in Olam Haba. Because if you don't learn over here with all the mitzvah that you have, you're going to be left with nothing there. Why? I'll explain to you. The Reshit Chachma says, right? We say, regarding the mitzvot, we say that the mitzvah, ner mitzvah, v'torah or, that the candle is a mitzvah, and Torah is the light. Rabotai, if a person comes there only with mitzvot, meaning candles, but he has no Torah, how is he going to light the candles? He's not going to have any light. The other way around, if a person has only Torah and no mitzvot, you're going to have light, but you're not going to have no candles to light them with. Rabotai, so therefore we have to be very careful. Whenever it comes to utilizing our time, A person has to, how do they call it? Time management. Time management. I was once, I forgot the company, the broker company. I was once trying to get a job over there. And the elderly guy, maybe he was 90, 95. He had maybe, I don't know, maybe 5 computers of stocks. Like this, literally. As you look at the stocks, like this, I'm sitting, somebody like this. I'm sitting to his side, and he's looking at all the stocks. So on the screen, all the stocks, every second, like he's monitoring everything. So I told him, with all due respect, the guy's a billionaire. I said, if you have a person speaking to you, correct? At least show them the proper respect when you're speaking. You know what he told me? He said, son, like this. He said, listen to this. If I turn my eyes away 1 second from the screen, and once that goes down, I lost just millions of dollars. Do you know what that is? You have any idea? And I'm not playing with my own money, I'm playing with people's money. So you think I'm going to look at you while I'm here working? From the time the stock exchange opens until it closes, my eyes are on this computer, Rabotai. Put it to you like this, time management. When you wake up in the morning, it's something a very, very big musar we learn from me. When you wake up in the morning, the second you open your eyes until you close your eyes, you have to be careful. You have to watch the Yitzhak that he does not rob you from your Olam Haba. Because you think you did 1 mitzvah of tefillin, you put tzedakah, you ate, you said Birkat Mazon, v'chulu, but we do not realize one thing. You could do, how many mitzvahs you could do a day? 100? 50? How many? 1 word of Torah, every letter of Torah, 613. You come out billions and billions of mitzvot every single day just by learning straight, Rabotai. So a person has to bemet use his time wisely, time management. The second you open your eyes until you go to sleep, do not let go of your guard. Baruch Adonai Olam, amen, amen.